Now is Keith Comer, PC Product Manager with Toshiba. Next to Keith, Kevin Menken, Director of Product Development with Zenith. Gary?
Kevin, just in my own personal experience, I was one of the early adopters of laptops years ago, and I didn't buy another one until recently because there were a lot of problems in between. What is it that's happened over the last year to really make laptops
I think it's really been over the last 2 or 3 years. The progression of the screens has gotten very, very strong, so that it's equal to the monitor that you can put on your desk. Plus, as far as laptops go, battery life outpaced AC onlys in 1987, and so running for 3 hours, 4 hours, or something like that is something that's an acceptable level for people, and that transition for the technology has been very important also.
Yeah, Keith, what's your reading on that?
Well, we have two different kinds of portables. We still sell the battery-powered units, like people that need to compute on the go need, and then we also have the AC-powered units that people use that need to be able to compute with power where they end up. You know, in the office it's powerful. You get to a hotel, you have AC there. You go to a meeting, you have AC there.
Like, what are people looking for in laptops?
Well, we find that there are two classes of laptops, that the battery-powered units sell to that kind of market, where the AC ones have that.
Well, let's take the portable battery-powered one. What are people looking for in terms of features?
They need the screen to be good, the battery life, of course, like Kevin says. We like to put as many ports as possible across them so that they are self-contained enough.
Let's talk about that machine in particular, Keith, while you're going into it. This is your T1600.
Right.
And tell us what's in it and give us a little walkthrough.
Well, this is equivalent to an IBM AT. This is a 12 megahertz 286. It's got a 287 socket. It's got a 20 megabyte hard drive, a 3.5-inch floppy. This is an EGA compatible screen. It's got 16 grayscales. It's a backlit Super Twist LCD. The keyboard is equivalent to an IBM 101 keyboard. It goes all the way up to F12. On the back here, you've got all your standard ports. There's external video for an EGA monitor, 2 serial ports, parallel external floppy in case you need to convert. It's also got a space here for a modem, which would be this kind of modem here. And then on the side, there's a little door that opens, and we have one of our Toshiba slots, and that'll take this other kind of modem here. We've also got a
what is that
Ethernet board now. This is Ethernet. It's got both the thin and the thick cable Ethernet. We also have an expansion chassis card that goes into that slot. So we offer expandability for those that need it, and then, of course, all the standard
Now,
ports
in the expansion chassis, what does that go to? It goes to another box that you set alongside?
There's another box that holds 5 IBM-style cards.
Okay, and so those are all available now?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And what's the battery story on this one?
This one actually comes with 2 batteries. They're up here in the front. They just snap out like this.
And how much life on a battery?
It's hard to say. There's a bunch of battery-saving features. The hard drive spins itself down. The backlight spins down. The processor can go into a coma if you're not using it.
So if I walk on the plane with those 2 batteries, how far do I go?
You can get up to 5 hours. It just depends on if you let the battery-saving features save you those batteries.
Kevin, let's turn to your Zenith Turbo Sport there, I guess. Tell us about what the unique features are of that machine.
Well, this one we look at as a complete desktop replacement in the 386 marketplace. And
we're talking 386 here. That was a 286
yes,
Keith's machine. Okay.
And with the extension that, in addition to the desktop features like removable keyboard and all the ports and full complement of memory, we have a tremendously viewable fluorescent screen here. But the key here is that we strongly believe that the battery life issue is a key issue to the laptop, and this one actually runs at 3 hours. We tend not to quote ranges. We try to quote that conservative test, and we shoot for a 3-hour minimum on all of our
You've got an AC
portables.
right now, though, huh?
Yes, I could pull it, and the system will still stay up. And so if we tape for 3 hours, it's still up.
You know, one of the things, Kevin, that your machine has is what they call white paper white display.
Page white, right?
Page white, okay. Can you tell us the difference between all these displays? We've got a page white display here. There's something blue and white here.
Sure. Page white is a technology that's really built on a couple of things. First, the LCD panel is a special compensating layered LCD. That's what gets you the black and white characteristic. But in order to get a very bright white, you need a really good backlight, and we use an a fluorescent backlight in this particular system. And a fluorescent backlight that's very high efficiency and still runs off a battery is one of the things that's very important. We have an excellent diffuser as part of this display system as well that makes the backlight very even so that you just don't spot the tubes.
And what are the other technologies that are being used right now?
Real popular is electroluminescent and also the gas plasma. They tend to, those technologies are really AC driven though. Getting a 20-to-1 contrast ratio really restricts yourself to LCD technology, and getting one to run under battery is a tough thing to do, and we really tried to work very hard on 5 areas of the technology in the display.
Now, one of the things that is bothersome to me on a laptop or portable like this, with this kind of display, is you seem to lose the mouse form just like you lose the cursor all the time. Is that going to be a constant problem in these displays?
Well, I think you can spot it with here, as with this ledge here. I have a full complement of ports in this very small footprint here. But because of this ledge, I can keep the mouse attached actually even when I travel. And if you notice, I'm running Microsoft Windows and Excel here, and the spotting of the cursor is something that does move quite well across the screen.
Okay, we have a little bit of time left, Keith, and I want you to tell us a little bit about the 5200. That's your highest end machine, isn't it?
Right, the 5200 is our 20 megahertz 386. It comes with either a 100 megabyte hard drive or a 40. This is a VGA compatible 16 grayscale gas plasma display. This display does come off, so you can set a monitor above it and be sleek on your desktop. It's a 101 compatible keyboard. Comes with 2 megabytes. It's now expandable up to 14 megabytes using the new 4 megabit RAM chips that we just announced. It's also replaces a desktop in that it's got 2 slots back here. This panel comes off. There's a full-length 16-bit slot and a half-length 8-bit slot. Or this bottom space can be occupied by one of our Toshiba cards, like the Ethernet or this modem that's in here now.
Now, this is an AC-only machine.
This is AC only.
Okay.
Real quick, what's the prices here on these 3 machines we've seen, Keith?
This one's list price at $49.99. This one goes for 95 or 11 grand, depending on the drive.
Kevin? This is $79.99 without modem, 2 megabytes, 40 megabyte hard disk, and $84.99 with a...
Gentlemen, thank you. We're going to be talking more about laptops in just a minute. Pretty much laptops have been in the PC domain with very few exception. No real Macintosh laptop, though we know Macintosh is going to come out